Hello and welcome to the day 5 of the 6 weeks challenge. Today we are discovering a hack number 5, which is foam rolling, and it helps you to release the tension in the muscles. On day number 2 you are assessing your posture, and now you know which muscles are pretty tight, so using the foam roller is one of the best ways to release the tension within these muscles. So how does it work? You use a foam roller. If you haven't saw that, I will show you in a minute, to put the pressure on the tight muscles, and what it does is that pressure creates a signal and sends that signal through the nerve system into your brain to release the tension within the muscle. So all you need to do is find the knot or spot which is most painful, tender, and just hold on that spot for about 40 seconds so you feel a slight relief in the tension. Once it's done, just move on to a different muscle, and later on through this week you will discover what to do straight after foam rolling, which will be stretching to lengthen the muscle. This all protocol comes from the NASM, National Academy of Sports Medicine structure. So that is first inhibiting the muscle with a foam roller, then lengthening the muscle with a stretching, then activating underactive muscles, that is with exercise, and last one but not least, integrating everything together with one combined exercise where you use all the muscle groups. Before we move on to foam rolling, two things you need to bear in mind. Well, one thing, so if you do foam rolling and then you start feeling tingly feeling, let's say in your fingers or any of your limbs, that is most likely that you are compressing on a nerve. So if you feel that, move off the area and try to find a different one. The other thing, if you feel numbness in one of your limbs, that means that you're putting pressure on your arteries, so you're blocking the blood flow. So again, try not to hold in that spot, move on to a slightly different area. For the self-myofascial release and muscle tension relief, we're gonna use a foam roller. So you can get one of these anywhere, online or in the sports store. I will leave a couple links below so you can check them out as well. So what we're going to do is, by using this, we're going to apply pressure on the tight muscle and keep there for about 40 seconds. So you need to find either a knot or just a tight part which feels nice and painful in the same time. You'll know what I mean when you try it. So we're going to start with the calves, then move on to your hamstrings, then quads, then hip flexors, glutes, lats, chest, and we'll try to do a bit of trapezius. Let's get going. So first off is calves. If you have really tight calves, start with 2 legs on top. So place your palms close to your hips in the starting point, lift yourself up and roll forward and back. You can always adjust your position by moving your arms forward and back. So what you need to do is roll all the way down to your ankles and all the way up just below the knees. Also, you can try to change different angles of your feet, so you can roll both sides of your calves and just find which part is most tender. Once you find it, just hold on that spot. If you don't feel too much tightness, what you can do is cross the legs. That applies even more pressure on a single leg. So do that for one leg, hold it 40 seconds on one spot, then change it afterwards. After the calves, we're moving on to the hamstrings. So pretty much the same thing. Get the roller under the hamstrings, so back of your thighs. Keep your legs up in the air and roll forward and back. You can do that with both legs, or you can do that with one leg. So just cross the legs and do the same thing like you've done with the calves. Then moving on to your quads. So I'll move this way. So you can do again 2 legs or 1 leg. So I'll show you an example with one leg on, one arm to the side. So as you can see here, you can support your weight with the leg and the elbow, and if you want you can use your other arm as well. Again, try to change different angles and roll all the way down to the knee and all the way up to the hip. Okay, so you can do that for one leg, then other leg, or you can do both legs if it's too much pain. So legs up in the air and just roll forward and back. Okay, next one is hip. So same like with the quad, is you're gonna work the area a little bit higher, right on the hip. Just there. Try to find a hip joint and it's between and around that area. So if it's too much pain, you can use your toes, plant them in the floor, keep one leg up to the side. If it's not enough pain, lift the leg up in the air. And again, you can try to twist in the sides and find that sweet spot. Once you finish with that, move on to the glutes. So what you need to do is sit on the roller, then tilt sideways. So if you do the right side, lift the right leg up, place it on the knee, and use the right arm for the support. So you're working just on the right glute. And roll all the way up, all the way down. Again, try to change different angles and see where it's most tight. And then just hold on that spot for 40 seconds. So I do that for both sides. Next one, chest. So place the roller, lay down on the roller with the chest. Keep your arms just forward of the roller. Lift your knees up and roll yourself forward and back on the chest. If you don't feel much there, you can move the roller on the little angle, 45 degrees angle. Then extend the arm to the side and you place the roller just under your armpit. Then use your knees and the elbow. So if I'm rolling right side, I use the left arm, left elbow to lift myself up and move myself sideways. Once I find it, hold it there for 40 seconds. And one more is lats, which is laying on the back. I'll show you from this view. So keep your knees bent about 90 degrees. Lay down on the side, so you're working from the middle of the back all the way to your armpit. Lift your hips up and roll on that side. Don't go too low because then you'll apply pressure to your ribs, not to the muscle. You're trying to work on the muscle. Once you find it, for me it's right here, hold that for 40 seconds. Okay, that's about it for foam rolling. Oh, one more thing is your trapezius, which is very hard to get to. I'll show you from this view. What you need to do is lay down right on the top of your back. Keep your arms on the head, lift your hips up and roll down all the way to your neck and just work on that area. So if your neck is stiff or your shoulders are pretty stiff, you need to do your rolling for your trapezius.